back to Midday. We're talking about the Away Home Kamloops Camp Out, which we've been really promoting on this show. It's such a fantastic event, and that is, of course, taking place on December 14th. But leading up to that, there's a lot of fundraising efforts going on, particularly one that's happening at Earl's Restaurant. So we have Chef Bennett, who is the head chef at Earl's, joining us. Thanks for being here. We also have Erica DeLizer, who is the owner of Days to Remember Events, and we have Deb DeLizer, her mama, joining us on the show as well, who is a team member and helping out with Days to Remember and this big fundraiser that's happening at Earl's December 4th. Thank you for being here, everybody. Let me start with you, Deb. First of all, this fundraiser, we've talked to Erica a little bit about it a few weeks back, but this is one that's really important. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, I guess as a family as a whole, the DeLizer family in particular, and myself through several initiatives, community is really important to me, and giving back to the community in a multitude of ways. Yeah. And youth, of course. You know, I have 2 children, young adult children now, but they're sort of fall into that age bracket, and that's really what it's all about. Yeah. I think every one of us needs to do a part, and over the years, I've instilled in my family members to really give back in ways that they can. And this year, it's really just a new initiative for Erica with Days to Remember events, because you know, a couple years ago, this young lady filled 50 backpacks on her own and donated them to the New Life mission and so on. So it's just part of our DNA, so to speak. It's who we are. It's important.
And you can see that when we talk to you every time we talk to you, and when we talked to Erica for the first time a couple weeks ago, you just have it, right? You just have that that drive to give back. So Erica, Days to Remember, your company has put together this big fundraiser at Earl's. How is it coming along?
Well, of course, with every planning event, there's so many details, fine details to figure out. But I think it's going to be a really awesome event. We've got Chef Bennett here coming up with all kinds of amazing Italian-inspired things for the event. But I think it's going to go over really well. Honestly, I just want to have a lot of people there that, again, want to do the same cause as us, give back to the community. It's a perfect place to kind of get into the holiday spirit, kick off December, and kind of that give back mood. So I think it's going to be great.
Okay, Chef Bennett, take us through the food. What's the menu? You're going to make me hungry because it's lunchtime.
Oh, we're going to be doing some, like Erica said, Italian-inspired things, appetizers, like charcuterie, bruschetta, some desserts that we're working on. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
You're ready to serve up how many people? How many people you think are attending?
Well, we're hoping for 70.
Yeah.
We're hoping for 70.
Yeah. That's nothing for you.
Nothing. Yeah, that'll be easy.
Walk in the park.
Yeah, what did it mean for you guys to get on board with this? I mean, I'm sure it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was just, they came, offered to it, and just a knee-jerk reaction to say yes and jump in and help out the community.
This is for such a good cause. We should mention that, of course, this camp out really gives you an idea of what it's like. These are some pictures we're looking at from past years, but just it gives you a snippet into what some youth experience when they're sleeping outdoors or living on the streets or they're homeless. And it's a very small insight into what they see, but it is an insight. Deb, what do you? When you fundraise for Safe Suites, maybe talk a little bit about Safe Suites. I know Catherine McParland usually tells us a lot about that, but I know you're really well versed in what Safe Suites are.
Well, first of all, it's I think the campaigning that we're currently doing now, most of that financial amounts that we're getting back are going to go towards 24/7 around the clock support for these kids. It's going to help them with getting back into the workforce, maybe getting back to school, getting them into some appropriate programs. Some of these young people have fallen into the wrong path with addictions, drugs and or alcohol. And at the end of the day, I think the key thing would be at some point to even find their way home, and that's what that's about, is having them going back into that living environment, family structure and so on. And that's really important. I can't imagine what it feels like, and I guess on December the 14th I might get a small glimpse of that, because
but it's a glimpse.
Eric and I will be both sleeping out on the cardboard box, and we're sort of going to walk the walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really important for that. And so these kids need to find their own way, and they're looking for that support that's really lacking in a lot of people who are transitioning from foster care and so on. They fall out of that realm, and that's where these kids are going to get the support they need.
They feel forgotten.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's a big thing for me. Again, why we're doing this fundraiser is, again, I can't even imagine.
No, nobody can.
I grew up in a wonderful family home, and I can't imagine having that feeling of not knowing where I'm going to lay my head at night, or if it's a safe place. So for me, I just don't want anybody in this community to feel forgotten at all. So we're working hard to make sure that they get the tools they need to get back on their feet, feel a part of the Kamloops community, and to feel safe. Yeah.
Well, you guys are doing a wonderful thing, and you are cooking up delicious food for this wonderful fundraiser, so we thank you for that. So the Earls fundraiser happening December 4th. There's the information there. You can visit eventbrite.ca and just search Days to Remember events. That's sort of how I found the easiest way to do it, and you'll get right to that page where you can get your tickets and really help with this fundraiser. So thank you very much for your efforts, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
And they can also go see Chef Bennett at Earl's. There are going to be paper tickets there as well. So if you're out for dinner and feel like you want to come back for another night,
you can get your hands on them at the restaurant. Great.
Thanks,
all right.
Tanya.
Thank you.
And the camp out itself is December 14th. We're back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us.